fine. I know better, I can see. There must be something on your mind, 'cause all your laughter could never hide the fear that's in your eyes. Well, I'll hold you until it fades away.
I stopped performing for about 8 years, and I never really wanted, I don't have the look at me thing. In the beginning, I think everybody has the, look at me, that's why you get up on stage, and boy, look at those girls screaming for those Beatles, and you just want to get some attention. And then I thought, wow, now people are starting to do message, and you can actually do things. And Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Neil Young whipping out a song immediately after Kent State, while they were probably still cleaning up the campus. He gets a song out that's written so quickly, and you can listen to it and think, wow, this is one of his really quick songs. It's not quite finished, and yet it's a great song, and the message is clear, although the words are a bit vague, but the message is completely clear. And you can actually do something with your music. I don't have this the urge to do it all the time, but lately I've been wanting to get up there all by myself and do it. It's much more fun when you have other people playing with you, but it's very difficult to keep a unit together. Another person, 2 other people, it's impossible. You can't, nobody's making enough money, so they're in 5 different bands. And so I thought, I have to do this by myself. And so back in April, I guess, I started really doing the solo thing.
The first time I ever heard of you, when you walked in the door, somebody said, that's Rick Diamond. He wrote a line in a song which goes, his mind's a library that's been vandalized. That line dominates the rest of the song. And when I looked at the lyrics, I realized that all the lines were great. It's just that one leaps out at you and almost...
That's what everybody says. And I agree with what you said right before that is, yeah, I wrote a whole bunch of lines in that song. But yeah, that's the one that everybody says, wow, there's an image for you.
Maurice sits at the table, working his puzzle over and over, while he's still able. He's been at it for hours, since he woke up Elaine in the middle of the night. He said the neighbors had superpowers. They were ripping through the roof, they were stealing his truck. He hadn't caught them yet, but he had the proof. He said, you think I'm mad? She lay back and closed her eyes, knowing all that would pass like their 50 years had. His mind's a library that's been vandalized. All the books are off their shelves, all the manuscripts he prized have been torn up and scattered, and now float on the wind, their forgotten record of who Maurice been.
My father, I went upstairs and he was standing in his bedroom, and he said, come here. And he told me this story that was just so bizarre. He starts talking about the neighbors breaking in through the window, and this off-the-wall story that was just detached from reality, and he wasn't that old.
The thing I love about that song, in the end, he fits the pieces together, and it's done, and that's the heartbreaking part of it. It's not that there's somebody who's lost in themselves. He's just on the verge, and actually he does the puzzle.
He was trying to keep it together, and he would sit there doing puzzles, and he just did them over and over.
There couldn't be a Gershwin today because, you know, I don't think people realize Gershwin never, in my knowledge of him, ever tried consciously to write a hit song. What he wrote was always for a specific performer. He wrote for a show. For example, when he wrote I Got Rhythm, he knew that Ethel Merman could hold one note for at least 45 seconds. So he wrote that song knowing she'd be able to hit that note and he could play a full chorus behind her holding that one note.
I was reading about Fred Astaire because he had a very limited range as a singer, and yet I think he, more than anybody else, recorded for the first time more standards than anybody else.
Well, I'll tell you something. I don't think your public is going to believe me, but I have spoken to Jerome Kern, to George Gershwin, to Cole Porter, and they've all told me that their favorite singer is not Bing Crosby, not Frank Sinatra, but Fred Astaire.
Why was that?
Because, for one thing, he respected the lyric. He never changed a word. I think Mr. Sinatra commits flagrant assault and battery on lyrics.
When we're out together dancing cheek to cheek.